The upcoming iPad mini 8 is increasingly emerging not as a bold leap, but rather as a cautious evolution of the compact tablet category, reinforcing the sense that Apple may be treating the mini line more as a refined iteration than a radical reinvention. Among fans of the portable iPad form factor, the big question has long been, will Apple finally unleash a mini Pro version that pushes the boundaries? Or will we again see incremental upgrades disguised as meaningful change? According to the latest supply chain whispers and rumor mill chatter, the answer appears tilted toward the latter, raising significant doubts whether the next-gen Mini will deliver the kind of transformative hardware jump that many were hoping for. On the performance front, one of the most widely circulated speculations is that the iPad mini 8 will adopt the A19 Pro chip, plucked from the rumored specs of the iPhone 17 Pro, signifying a sizable boost on paper, with a promised 6-core CPU and possibly a 6-core GPU, potentially matching the power of Apple's highest-end mobile silicon. Yet despite this tantalizing chip upgrade, the verdict remains mixed. Yes, it could make the Mini far stronger under the hood, but no. It doesn't necessarily herald a full Pro tablet experience in terms of thermals, battery, chassis redesign, or full-blown creative workstation credentials. The display story is similarly a mixture of hope and hesitation. Leaks suggest Apple is evaluating OLED panels for the next iPad mini, maybe even bumping the size from the current 8.3 inches to around 8.7, and delivering richer contrast, deeper blacks, and sharper visuals. But here's the catch. While OLED would be a meaningful upgrade, everything we've seen so far suggests that Apple might stop short of a higher refresh rate ProMotion, 120Hz display, and may continue using a single-stack LTPS OLED rather than a premium LTPO 2-stack panel, meaning the fluid motion experience that heavy users crave may still be absent. In other words, the visual improvements could be real yet not dramatic. From a design and usability standpoint, rumors indicate that the iPad mini 8 is unlikely to feature a major redesign. The bezel widths, the chassis thickness, the form factor strategy appear to stay largely the same, betraying the sense that Apple is stretching the current mini design cycle rather than reinventing it. That means thinner bezels, radically lighter weight, a new rear camera module, or dramatic finish changes are probably not in the cards. Instead, expect what insiders are calling internal refinements rather than visible upheaval. On that point, many observers argue Apple is constrained by the Mini's compact dimensions. The thermal headroom and battery envelope required to support a full M-series chip, such as an M4 or M5, simply may not exist in the same body. So unless Apple accepts making the device thicker or heavier, which history suggests it won't, a full-blown M chip inside the Mini scenario seems unlikely. That means the A-series chip path remains the pragmatic choice for the compact tablet. Meanwhile, rumors point to the A19 Pro, a phone chip repurposed for tablet use, as one analyst put it, being the likely candidate. When we map this back to the user experience realm, yes, you could see higher benchmark numbers, faster app launches, improved Apple Intelligence features, and more headroom for gaming or drawing tasks. But the real question is, will that translate into compelling real-world value over the current iPad mini 7? And will it meaningfully shift the Mini from simply being a small iPad to a portable creative powerhouse? The timing is another factor that dims some enthusiasm. Most analysts currently project a release window in late 2026 for the iPad mini 8, or at least the version that packs the full suite of rumored upgrades. That is a long wait when you consider how quickly newer tablets are arriving in the market and how competitive the compact tablet segment is becoming, especially with Android rivals closing in. Pricing is also expected to remain anchored near the current $499 in base, potentially creeping up to $549 if OLED is included, a modest increase. But when paired with only incremental improvements, many buyers may question whether the upgrade is worth the wait. If the current leaks and patterns hold true, the iPad mini 8 may end up as a safe release rather than a compelling one, and Apple risks treating its smallest iPad as an afterthought rather than a flagship in its own right. For creative professionals, mobile gaming enthusiasts, note-taking power users, and anyone who holds on to the Mini for portability plus power ideal, this could feel like a missed opportunity. The device could have been a bold move forward, packing high refresh display, premium materials, M-series performance, even advanced ports, but instead it seems set to deliver a respectable upgrade within a conservative framework. Whether that strategy pays off for Apple remains to be seen, but for those of us watching this channel for rumors, comparison, and what should I buy, wait for advice. The key takeaway is, if you already own a recent iPad mini, or even an iPad mini 7, the next generation may not justify an immediate upgrade unless you absolutely need the incremental improvements. But if you're wielding an older model or you're in no rush, sitting back and waiting for the iPad mini 8's full reveal could be the smarter play. In short, the iPad mini 8 promises incremental refinements, stronger chip, maybe OLED, but it may fall short of true Pro Mini territory, leaving the portable tablet gap partially unfilled, and leaving some fans wondering whether this device will mark progress or simply preserve the status quo.